Hello folks, and you're watching Tech Takshila. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. In last video, we have seen that how to create a machine learning pipeline on AWS SageMaker. That video helped us understand how anyone can create a basic ML pipeline and get it up and running in matter of minutes, if not hours. Today we will take our knowledge a step further. Today we will learn how to tune hyperparameter. This will be a little theoretical session, which is really important to understand the practical stuff that will be coming in the next video. So let's get started. So first let's understand what the heck is hyperparameter and why does it need tuning. So basically ML algorithm is nothing but a function where given a value of x, we need to predict when will this function will generate y. So that's why we need to provide our ML function or algorithm a bunch of training data where we show the function that with that what value of x we will want to generate y. So the parameters that ML algorithm is learning is what we basically call hyperparameters. There is an easy way to remember this. Hyperparameters is a decision that ML algorithm designers have left undefined for users so that we have enough flexibility to not overfit or underfit our trained ML model. I think a small example would best solidify our knowledge here. For instance, let's say that you want to solve a binary classification problem on a marketing dataset. Your goal is to maximize the area under the curve metric. In this case, we are training a XGBoost algorithm model. So if you remember, we saw how we trained XGBoost algorithm model to predict age of Avalon in our last video. Do check that out, it was a really informational video. Now we don't know which value of eta, alpha, minimum child weight and maximum depth parameter is to use to train the best model. That's when we can specify ranges of these values, where SageMaker hyperparameter tuning searches for the best combination of values to train the best model. We'll see this in a bit, that how you can use SageMaker to tune your hyperparameters for you automatically. But first, let's see how hyperparameter tuning really works. So first way is quite simple, is trial and error. We can simply try different ranges of hyperparameters and see which one gives us the best results. I think no one does this today, since it requires a lot of experience and only ML veterans have done this successfully in past. Since what it essentially means is to pick up a range of hyperparameters, learn the model for a couple of days, see the ML function or learning rate going up, and make decision to continue or not. So as you can see, this is not the best of the strategy. Immediate thought that comes in the mind is, why not train for all possible values linearly? This is really good strategy, but it is not practically feasible. So first approach is in this vein is the grid search, where with just 2 parameters we have 100 reasonable ranges. With 3 parameters, that goes up to 1000 ranges, and with 4 it goes up to 10,000, and then with 5 100,000. As you can see that you will be spending a lot of CPU cycles tuning these possible ranges of hyperparameters with not so good results. So what machine learners have found in past is that instead of linearly tuning hyperparameters for all possible ranges, why not do it for the random search, which brings us to our next tuning strategy. Here we can randomly select the combination of values within the range, since we are not bound by the result of the previous tuning job. What empirically was found that random search performs better than grid search in most cases, since you can run maximum number of jobs concurrently without waiting for the result from the previous job, as you have to do with the grid search. Now it comes to mind that why can't we treat hyperparameter tuning just like another machine learning problem? So that is what we are going to do in our next tuning strategy, which is called Bayesian search. Here we treat hyperparameter tuning like a regression problem. To solve a regression problem, hyperparameter tuning makes guesses about the hyperparameter combinations that are likely to get the best results and runs training job to test these values after. So once testing the first set of hyperparameter values, hyperparameter tuning uses regression to choose the next set of hyperparameter values to test. So this basically trims down the possible ranges to test further from the random strategy that we saw previously. Now after learning what different strategies we can use to tune hyperparameters, let's see how do we define this in AWS SageMaker. This will help us solidify what we have just learned. So here we specify the names of hyperparameters and ranges of values in hyperparameter ranges fields. Now each parameter ranges has 3 subfields, one for each of the categorical, integer and continuous hyperparameter ranges. One thing to keep in mind that you can define up to 20 hyperparameters to search over. Now let's also talk about the best practices while setting your hyperparameter tuning job. So first is number of hyperparameters Although you can simultaneously specify up to 20 hyperparameters to optimize for a tuning job, as we have seen previously, but keeping the number short often gives the best result. There is an old saying in ML field that keeping short number of hyperparameters to train keeps model from overfitting. Next comes as like hyperparameter ranges. Again, specifying large ranges is tempting as we want to cover as much ground as possible, but keeping ranges short prove to give their best results. This might require a little bit of a domain analysis before you decide which ranges to search over for hyperparameter tuning. With this, let's cover the last two topics of today's learning: how to stop hyperparameter tuning jobs early, and how to run a warm start hyperparameter tuning job. So let's say that hyperparameter tuning jobs are running for a long time, and in the end you're not happy with the results that were generated. You'll be like, wow, I just wasted XYZ days of my life. To not have this feeling, SageMaker gives us a remarkable functionality to stop a tuning job early. So how does it work? SageMaker calculates the running average of the objective metric at that particular second. It then finds the median of all the values across different tuning jobs for that particular second. If the value for the training job is worse than the median value of the running averages of objective metric for previous training jobs up to the same epoch, SageMaker stops the current job. This, I feel, is really amazing and makes the tuning job more sentient about what to do instead of wasting CPU cycles unnecessarily without achieving any good results. Now let's consider one more scenario. Let's say that you want to gradually increase the number of training jobs over several tuning jobs based on the results you see after each iteration. You get new data and you want to tune a model using the new data. You want to change the ranges of hyperparameters that you used in the previous tuning jobs, change the static hyperparameters to tunable, or change tunable hyperparameters to static values. Like, sky's the limit. Or you just accidentally stopped a job early, as we have seen in the last section. What do you do then? Run the entire tuning job from scratch and waste more time and compute resources? No. That's where you can warm start the hyperparameter tuning job. What SageMaker does here is basically create and store a snapshot, just like iCloud backup, of the progress of hyperparameter tuning job. SageMaker then uses this as a starting point for the next job to tune the parameters, which is really amazing tool in your arsenal while running the tuning jobs. Well, with this, we would like to end the video. We hope that you learned theory on how to tune the hyperparameters. Please let us know down in the comment section if you faced any trouble or difficulty setting your pipeline. We would be more than happy to help with providing any pointers. Also, we'll be releasing a new video on hyperparameter tuning that we briefly touched on in this video. So please be sure to subscribe our channel and press that bell icon. Please also share this video with your peers who are interested in starting a career in machine learning, which we all know that's gonna be the next big thing, just like big tech. And as you may have seen in our past videos that we have released a lot of system design content. We have compiled all that knowledge in an ebook that you folks can use for your system design interview preparation. Please find the link in the description. And in case you want to show us some appreciation for our due diligence, please consider supporting us with small donations. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one.